David is the sole reason why when people ask me the question, what startup advice would you give? I always say, get yourself a really good attorney first. Like, I mean that. And David is not only an incredible attorney, but because he's a part of the community, he's a pillar of the community, I think it just makes sense to be able to kind of bounce ideas off of him, talk with him about certain concepts or questions. And so, you know, he is the ultimate tool in the utility belt for startups. True story. I agree.
Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I got my law degree actually at the same place I went to college, which was Boston University. I picked that as the school I wanted to go to, honestly, because I thought Boston was the greatest place on the planet to be 18 to 21 years old, had so much going on, and there wasn't another place I wanted to go. I wanted to stay in Boston for law school. By the time I was done with school, I wanted to go somewhere else. I moved to Los Angeles, knowing what a dynamic city it was. And I went there to work for one of the big national firms. I spent the early part of my career doing primarily finance and intellectual property litigation on very big cases with companies you've heard of and are publicly traded, and it was great fun.
It's because of people like David that the community in San Antonio and entrepreneurs in San Antonio, small businesses in San Antonio can thrive like they do and start pressing forward. I'm very thankful and grateful for him and people like him in our city.
One of my partners at the firm I was with before this one started, we'd been talking for the better part of a year about whether we wanted to do our own thing and leave life in big firms behind so that we could work more directly with startup companies, startup founders. When we were doing that, each of us were kind of catching the bug about being around startups as we were coming to events at Geekdom, Tech Block events, all of the things that are around town. And when we were thinking about where we wanted to launch our startup-focused law practice from, this was the easy and obvious choice. I learned something about business ideas or strategies or industries almost every single day that I didn't know the day before. Being around a community of people that are trying to build things, there is positive energy that comes from that just sort of self-reinforces, I think, the circle of people feeling motivated to get up, on Tuesday and do more than you did on Monday, and Wednesday you get up and you want to do more than you did on Tuesday. And there are very, very few people here that are just punching clocks. And it's fun to be around people who are not punching clocks.
They're able to offer free LLCs to some of our members here in San Antonio, helping build and eliminating the biggest hurdle in becoming a business right off from the get-go, and then LLC. And so David Jones has just been so essential with that.
The legal clinic that we do in connection with Geekdom and with San Antonio Startup Week has been making an impact in the community in a couple of ways. Last year in 2021, there were more than 100 companies that got formed at no cost to the founders. Belinda Medellin, when she came through the clinic and got her LLC formed, that was not because of anything that we did, but because of just the feeling that it inspired in Belinda, that because she had a real company, she was going to treat it like a real thing. And she has grown that business in the last year and change since we started the company for her in a way that, she's mentioned it to me that was a real difference maker for her in treating her business like a real serious business and not like a hobby.
David Jones, as I know as David, thank you so much for helping others. When I see you, I see love and compassion. I see mercy and grace. I see a man that is a man, that loves music, and you will always have a big place in my heart. So thank you for all the work you've done. Thank you for all the work you're doing. And I'm just one of many people that you've changed. So thank you so much. Love you. Big hearts, big hugs.